Hello everybody and welcome to today's video blog. Today's topic, we're going to talk about wager limits by sport, because many customers and clients have called, how much do I let my guys bet? Well, the easiest way to start is the most popular sports. You can have the higher limits because you're going to have more volume and you're going to have more cross action and you're going to have less exposure. On lesser popular sports, you will have a lower limit because you'll have less volume and you'll have more exposure. For example, on any given Sunday, you're going to have tons of cross action on all the football games. And then you're going to have cross action on the second halves and first halves. And as the periods of the games get smaller and smaller, such as first quarter, who scores the first touchdown, will there be a score in the first quarter, you're going to have less and less volume on those types of wagers. So the general rule of thumb is to constantly cut the wager limit by half starting from the game. So for instance, if you are offering your clients a $500 wager limit on the entire game, on an NFL game, the first half limit would be $250. The second half limit would be $250. The first quarter limit might be $150. And then if you're going to do who scores first, race to 10 or touchdown first, that might be $75 to $100. So the shorter the period of time, the smaller the wager limit will be, because you're going to have less and less volume on that particular type of bet on any given sport. Now, the same thing holds true for college football. The only difference is that there's quite a bit of line movement on totals. So for instance, on a college football event, for a regular scheduled college football game, not an added game or an extra game, if the wager limit is $500 on a side, you might only offer $250 on a total because they're the most volatile. And then as the game periods decrease, you would offer $250 for the first half and second half, maybe $150 for first and second half totals. And if there's additional game periods on that particular event, you will decrease the wager limit as you go down, if there's who scores first, who scores last, or will there be a touchdown in the first quarter, etc. Also on college football, unlike NFL, you have secondary leagues where you have less popular schools or smaller schools playing in a smaller conference. And as those extra games and added games appear on the wagering board, you will cut the limits down on those because you're going to have less and less volume. Like when the Buckeyes are playing a popular school like Alabama or Michigan, you're going to have a lot of volume on the game. But when you might have a game, Appalachia State playing Iowa, there's not going to be a lot of interest in the game, so there's going to be a lot of volume. So you want to keep your players' limits lower so that you're not overexposed on a game where you're one-sided and you're actually risking your bankroll. Also, with other sports coming available in the near future like NBA and NCAA basketball, the same rules hold true. Higher limits on the sides, lower limits on the total, and as the game periods decrease in size, your wager limits decrease in size. And then all your other, you have basically 6 big sports. You have your football, basketball, hockey, baseball, but then you get to other sports similar to golf, tennis, NASCAR. Those basically you need to trial and error, but usually the general rule of thumb is if you're offering $500 on NFL, NBA, and major sports, on major golf events and major secondary sports events, you might offer $250 per wager and maybe $100 on all the secondary events, because again, you don't want to leave yourself exposed to sporting events where you have very little volume on it. But the general rule of thumb is at least offer a wager limit on all wager types and all leagues and stuff, so that way players can bet as much as they want, because you are looking for volume in the end anyways. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe below and add comments in the comment section if you need any additional information.